What's up everyone, Mike here, and in this video I'll show you how the Sony Vaio Pro 13 can handle a couple of HD games. Before we start though, you should know that this is the base version of this ultrabook, with an Intel Core i5-4200U Haswell processor, Intel HD 4600 graphics, 4GB of RAM and 128GB SSD. The Core i5 and i7 versions with the more powerful Intel 5000 graphics will perform better for sure, but more about that in a future clip. For now, let's have a look at some of the games I've tried on this machine. Okay, so the first game we're trying here is Need for Speed Most Wanted, which is kind of a complex title. We run it on 1280 by 720 pixel resolution and details set all the way towards low. And you can see that the game is going to run in window mode because this is a full HD panel. And even in these conditions, we only get about 12-13 frames per second, which are not enough to actually run this game smoothly. Of course, I could try and lower the resolution even a bit further, but you'll only get about 15-16 frames per second in those conditions, so this game cannot run on this kind of graphics. The next game we're trying is once again a little bit older, is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Once again we set resolution to 720p like with all the other games and details towards low. And let's see how the game is going to run in these conditions. Okay, so this is the game, the same game on high details. You only have around 30 frames per second in this case, maybe a little bit better. So the game is still running smoothly, but of course everything looks a lot better in this case. Okay, the next title is Dirt 3, which is a bit of an older game but still quite complex. Once again we're on 720p and we set details all the way to low and ultra low. Because we've set the resolution to 720p, the game is once again running in window mode, but you can see that it's actually running quite smoothly. We get about 20 frames average, 20 frames per second on average. And that's not that bad. Of course, it's not great, but you can play the game in these conditions. So you probably want to know if Starcraft II is going to work on this platform, and it actually is. Right now we run it in 720p resolution with everything set towards low, and we have about 50 frames per second, which is actually great. As you can see here, more than 50 frames per second, and it runs quite smoothly for an RTS. And of course, if you want to, you can go ahead and increase some of the details here. For instance, this is the game running on high, again 720p resolution and on high, and let's see if this is going to work properly. Okay, so unfortunately on high we don't have we can't run the game alright because of all these graphics. You only have like 15 frames per second. So let's go ahead and try again on medium and see. Okay, so this is the game on medium, again 20 frames per second. So it looks like you're only going to be able to play these games on low details, but in these conditions it will run quite smooth. Okay, so 50 frames per second. Okay, and the final title we're going to show you here today is Age of Empires 2 HD, which was just revamped this year. It's actually a very old game with not that complex graphics, and because of that it's working quite smoothly on this one. You don't have a lot of details, you don't have a lot of things to set up on this game. You just fire it up and it will work like this, and we have 30 frames per second, constant 30 frames per second going on here. So not bad, I'd say. And of course the title is running on 1080p because you can't really set up the resolution of it. It will run by default on your screens, on your home screen's resolution. Bottom point, the Vaio Pro 13 will have problems handling most of the complex titles released in the last year or so. But it can deal alright with older or simpler games as long as you don't mind lowering the resolution and cutting off most of the details. Alright, and that's about it for this clip. Thank you for watching, leave a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to the channel for more updates. I'll have more details about the Sony Vaio Pro 13 and Intel's Haswell platforms in my other videos and also on ultrabookrareview.com, so make sure to check the site as well. Catch you later.